Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Batman, Streets of Gotham, Hush Money. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, Hush Money is part of the Streets of Gotham series. The Streets of Gotham series is written by Paul Dini, and I've stated this before and I'll say it again. Paul Dini, in my opinion, is one of the best Batman writers, period. He should be put up there with Batman greats like Chuck Dixon and Dennis O'Neil. He's such a fantastic Batman writer. I go crazy for Paul Dini like a 13-year-old girl goes crazy for Justin Bieber or the Jonas Brothers. Whenever I see a Batman comic that has Paul Dini on it, I just go, oh my god, yes! Oh, Paul Dini! You think I'm joking. I am being dead serious with you. He's just that good of a writer. And he's been working on Batman a lot recently with Detective Comics, doing Batman stories such as Detective, Death in the City, Heart of Hush, Private Casebook. And all of them are just great. And with the exception of Heart of Hush, all of them are individual, standalone stories. Sure, they may have some connection to each other, but it's very minor, and really they're just their own standalone stories. Hush is an overall story arc. So, now that Detective Comics is being done up with Batwoman, Paul Dini gets his own Batman comic, which is The Streets of Gotham. Now, originally I thought Streets of Gotham was going to follow the same formula that Paul Dini was going to do with all the other works he's done on Batman, which is the individual one-shot stories. However, this is kind of a blend between that and actually doing an overall story arc. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later on exactly how that works. But there's going to be a story in this, but it's going to also have those individual one-shot stories. So let's actually get into the story itself. Well, there is one underlying overall story, and it deals with Hush. Now, you remember Hush. Tommy Elliot, Batman's nemesis, stuff like that. Yes, well, last time we saw Hush, he was penniless, broke, injured, and he also looked like Bruce Wayne. We get to find out exactly what happened to Hush after Heart of Hush. And Hush, in such a maniacally genius way, starts to rebuild his foundation, rebuild his money, rebuild his character by using Bruce Wayne's appearances as a means of doing this. He would go and get a little $1 million here, a little $1 million there, a couple thousand here, and he would just keep on building up his wealth bit by bit by bit. With, despite how evil it is, and it was quite evil, despite how just dirty it was, and it was dirty, it was incredibly smart and very genius of Hush. I have to give credit where credit's due. Hush takes the best of a bad situation, and he builds off it. So Hush is living the good life. That's until Catwoman finds him. And with the help of Catwoman, Nightwing is able to capture Hush. Nightwing, and I believe Tim Drake. I can't tell if it's Tim or Damian, but I want to say Tim. And he locks Hush up at the top of a Wayne Tech tower. However, Hush is eventually able to escape and starts using Bruce Wayne's identity publicly. So now that he's walking around as Bruce Wayne, donating money left and right and becoming the White Knight of Gotham, how is the Dark Knight supposed to deal with this? How is Dick supposed to deal with someone if he takes them down? It's just going to ruin Wayne Industries. It's just going to ruin everything that they work for. But at the same time, Hush is roaming free, and he's using up all of Batman's money, all of Bruce Wayne's money. So eventually, Batman's going to run out of funds, and, well, Dick and Damian are going to be screwed. So how is Dick going to handle Hush? Well, I'm going to leave that up for you to read. Now, there's also some individual one-shot stories in this too, dealing with a few of Batman's villains. What I like about Paul Dini and what he does is he doesn't exclude the minor villains. He doesn't focus on the likes of Joker and Two-Face. He tends to go through some of the minor villains that not everyone uses. And the villains that get used in this is Mr. Zsasz and Firefly, which are two characters that are very underrated. Zsasz is just a nut job, and no one really uses him that much, and not really to the point that he should be used, how good he could be used. And Firefly has always been someone that I have a warm spot in my heart for. not like a Firewalks art. Just, you know, I like Firefly. I think he's a cool character, you know, pyromaniac, burning things up, and we get a pretty good Firefly story in here. Firefly using his brain instead of just blowing things up. But it's also a good adaptation of Firefly because we also see the psychology behind him, the what he thinks when he's doing what he does. Same thing for Mrs. Zsasz, so, but more so with Firefly. So let's get into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Well, I'm going to say it right up front. Let's just get out of the way. Paul Dini's writing, spot on, awesome. I really like how they handled Hush having Bruce Wayne's face. I really liked the Hush story. You know, there were the stories from Streets of Gotham, but also from the Faces of Evil stuff that DC was doing. They did Faces of Evil, Hush, and Catwoman. Those stories were really good. The first two issues were really nice. But overall, the stories were good. I really enjoyed the writing. It's Paul Dini, so this is like, it's like saying George Perez and Marv Wolfman. They're amazing writers. You can't really go wrong with them. Art was nice. This is the same art that you're going to get from Harvey Cate's book, Superman, Batman, Torment, and Heart of Hush. So I really dig this artist. I think he's really good. He has, you know, I like realistic art a lot, but sometimes cartoony art like Ed McGuinness and this person really do get me. So Dustin, God, I can't even pronounce his last name, but he you know, the art is nice, really good art. Another thing I like about this is if you look at all the Batman Reborn stuff, and, you know, please correct me if I missed one of them. We have Batwoman, we have Streets of Gotham, we have Batman, Batman and Robin, we have Batgirl, The Outsiders. I think that's all of them. Now, all of them kind of, you know, connect with each other, make reference to each other and all that, with the exception of Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin is Grant Morrison's own little child, and he's doing things his way, which is perfectly fine. I'm not stopping on your grounds, Grant. I'm just saying that Batman and Robin feels a lot disconnected from the other Batman stories in the Batman universe. What's great about this is this feels very connected to the Batman universe. You know, the Outsiders show up, and, you know, so does, you know, various characters from other comics in the Batman universe. So it feels very connected. So with something like Batman and Robin, which on a whole is just a good series, feels very disconnected from the rest of the Batman universe. This feels very connected to the Batman universe, which is very nice. You know, it feels as though everything is fitting into place. In addition to that, I like how Paul Dini's using characters that aren't necessarily always used, like that and like Firefly. Hopefully he can pick up some more random Batman villains that should be used. Downsides, and there are a few downsides. This isn't just going to be me writing a love letter to Paul Dini. No, there are a few bad. First bad is, well, like I said, that this is a blend of an overall story arc and an individual story, which is fine. It actually works for the most part well, but some of the stories fell out of place. Like the last story deals with a guy called the Broker, which is kind of a cool character, but the story just feels out of place in connection with everything else done in this book. Maybe it has connection to later Streets of Gotham stories, but it feels like such an odd way to end this trade. Now, again, like I said, Streets of Gotham is, you know, constantly moving on as a comic series, so it probably reads better as in individual issues rather than trades when it comes down to that sense, but I felt as though things could have been ended up and wrapped up a little bit better on this. The second bad is, I love Paul Dini's writing, but for the most part, I feel as though he's writing Dick Grayson as Batman as he would write Bruce Wayne as Batman. Obviously, you get a Dick Grayson-ish feel from here, but it feels like a Bruce Wayne Batman, you know, being dark, broody, kind of an asshole. There's a few times when he's nice, like Dick usually tries to be, like, you know, offering the Broker to talk and, you know, negotiate rather than just clobber the shit out of him. But, I kind of want to see Paul Dini embrace the Dick Grayson Batman and see how he does the writing of Dick Grayson as Batman. I mean, it's such a minor thing, because it's not like Batman's an overall huge character in this. He's obviously a main character, but it would have been nice to see if he could maybe work the Dick Grayson angle of Batman a little bit better. On the whole, whether or not you should get it, I would say yes. If you're a fan of Paul Dini's work like I am, or if you just want to go out and experience the Dick Grayson of Batman, then I definitely recommend picking this up. So yeah, Streets of Gotham, Hush Money. Pick it up. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.